years old, my aunt hooked me up and let me play her Sega Genesis and a ton of games. The first one I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. My life was changed from there.
I became a Sega fan at around 4 years old. I remember that there was a time that my mom brought me with her to work and she had me wait in the TV room, and in that room they had a Sega Genesis and Sonic 3D Blast, and I spent countless hours playing that game in that room. Yeah, definitely gotta thank my mom for that one.
I got into Sega all thanks to my older cousins. They grew up on the Sega Mega Drive, so when I was growing up, they would show me their childhood favourites, such as Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Knuckles, Echo the Dolphin, Vector Man, and so many more. And I fell in love with them too. And I'm still obsessed today.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, Sonic, I grew up watching Sonic X. I grew up, I remember, with Sonic Advance and then playing Sonic Adventure. And from that point, I remember those were my first 3 pillars and it was over. I was all in by that point, you know, 2000s kid growing up, having a good time, and just everything about it just struck to my core.
I became a Sega fan when my mom brought home my first Sega console when I was 9 years old, the Sega Dreamcast. It came with the Sega Smash Pack CD, so I got to play all the classics. The Dreamcast had the coolest controller, the VMU, all of the best games were on the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast was the best console I'd ever played at that time and remains my favorite console today.
Technically, it would probably be because of my Uncle Kirk, who has since passed away. He had a Sega Genesis, and I remember as a little girl, whenever he would babysit me, he would sit me on his lap, and we would play different games together. And really, he was the one who got me into gaming and why I love it so much.
When I was about 6 years old, I went over to my cousin's house and I watched him boot up his GameCube. What I saw just astounded me. The colors were so vibrant, and there was this little blue guy running at the speed of sound through a city, wrecking all the cars in his path. I began to learn how to draw Sonic specifically, and that actually inspired me to follow my dreams and pursue a career as a full-time artist, which here I am.
Pues cuando éramos pequeños nos regalaron una Mega Drive y ya desde ahí, fans para toda la vida.
I became a Sega fan way back in the day because my dad and I used to actually go to an arcade at a bowling alley, and whenever they would have bowling on Wednesday nights, and this arcade had nothing but Sega games. Like, they had Ultra Beast, they had Outrun, they had Space Harrier, they had like all the classic games there. So when the Sega Genesis came out, and all those games that we actually played in the arcade together came home, hey, it was a no-brainer. And then it also helped that a certain Blue Hedgehog came around to kind of, you know, clinch the deal for us. It's just like, hey, we're moving on from one other company to move on to the next generation. We took it to the next level, so to speak, with the Sega Genesis. And ever since then, been a Sega fan for life.
I became a Sega fan from playing Sonic 1 at a local rental shop. From there, I wanted to get more into Sonic. It was faster than the other stuff out there. I totally bought into the blast processing, eventually got a Game Gear, Saturn, then Dreamcast was the first one I was able to buy with my own money, but it was just playing Sonic for a couple of minutes at a local shop.
I became a Sega fan thanks to the simple fact that the Sega Genesis bundled the first Sonic the Hedgehog game with the console and was a lower price than the competition. My parents went for the best deal, and in turn, I've been playing and talking about Sega games for over 30 years.
I became a fan of Sega when I randomly decided to try the demo out for Yakuza 3, and I was immediately hooked. The world and the storytelling just from that demo moment. Little did I know that it would become a series that was so iconic and important to me these past 12 years.
How did I become a Sega fan? I grew up playing Sonic. My first Sega game ever was probably Sonic Heroes, but I became an even bigger fan of Sega once I started playing through the Yakuza series just a few years ago.
When I was little, I used to walk past a store called Dixon's on my way to school, and they had the Sega Mega Drive in the window with Sonic 1, no cheats, no nothing. I used to go in and play it all the time, and I was just in love with it ever since then. I was a little girl, and look at me now.
I was a Nintendo kid, but my cousin had a Sega, and it just made me fall in love. Streets of Rage 2, Beyond Oasis, the X-Men game, it was so good. I love it so much.
So when I was like 2 years old, my sister was supposed to babysit me, but she wanted to go to a party at a friend's house. So she took me with her to the party, but this was a no babies allowed kind of party. But the host had a Sega
Mega Drive
and no idea how to raise a child. So I got locked up in the back room, and this is how I got to play a video game for the first time. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine on the Sonic Classics collection. It was the best 3 hours of my life, and I've been a Sega fan ever since.
I think I unknowingly became a Sega fan when I was playing Crazy Taxi obsessively as a child. Not only that, but I was also hitting the arcades and playing The House of the Dead as much as possible and taking friends with me so they would play alongside me. Now with every title screen chime and every title that comes out, I find myself falling more and more in love with Sega.
One day, a friend of mine just came into class one day with a late birthday. When we mean late, we're talking about a month late. They gave me Sonic Advance 2 from the Game Boy Advance. I decided to take it home, play it, don't know how to play it, look up a tutorial, see that there's other Sonic games, and the rest is history.
I think it was actually through playing Super Monkey Ball for the first time. Back when I was a little baby man, that game was my obsession. I'd go to it basically anytime I turned the console on. Then Sonic came into my life and I was never the same again.
I became a Sega fan when I was 2. My dad would let me play Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, and he would let me play as Tails on the other controller until I would fly off the screen. And that was like one of my favorite gaming memories growing up.
I actually got into Sega games a bit later than everybody else, which was on 9/9/99 with the release of the Sega Dreamcast. My best friend got one, and the second that console came out, just seeing those 3D graphics, watching Sonic Adventure and seeing him straight up run down the side of a building, like it was just faster gameplay than I had ever seen before, and I was like, okay, whatever Sega is doing, I am freaking there.
I am old school, like my first was the Master System 2 with Alex the Kid, but the one that really got me was the Mega Drive with Sonic. Everyone loves Sonic, and Sonic 2 is my favorite.
My first experience with gaming overall was my first experience with Sega playing Sonic 1. And then I discovered the TV series, which led to when me and my friends played together, we pretended that we were characters from the Sonic universe. And then when the Sonic Adventure games came out, I remember thinking that I need to really enjoy these games now because I will soon be too old to game, which never happened.
How did you become a Sega fan? My uncle invited me over to show me this new video game, and I'm thinking, okay, I've seen video games before, so this is not going to impress me. But then as soon as he turned on the Sega Genesis and I heard the word Sega, I was hooked. The colors popped up on the screen, Sonic with his attitude, and I said, oh, this is something new. This is next level, and I've been hooked ever since.
My first Sega title was Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. From the moment I picked up the controller and turned on the TV, my eyes were glued to the screen, immersing me into this colorful world full of colorful characters with each their own story to tell. And it was from that moment I knew I was a Sega fan.